Hello, grade 1s and 2s. Today, we're going to look at some contraction action, which is really just looking at contractions. We just have one learning goal today, and that is to make contractions by joining two different words. We have two success criteria today. By the end, you should be able to say, I can correctly join two words together to make a contraction. And you should be able to say, I can correctly use an apostrophe. Today, our focus is going to be looking at contractions using the word not. So what is a contraction? In the success criteria, you might have noticed that the word contraction was in orange and the word apostrophe was in purple. Well, we're going to answer that question today. Let's take a look at a simple sentence. I did not go to the store. And another simple sentence. I didn't go to the store. Two sentences, they mean the exact same thing, but there's a slight difference between the two. And it's that word right there, didn't. What I did was I replaced did not with didn't. The word didn't is what we call a contraction. Let's take a look at the word didn't and see what makes it a contraction. In the original sentence, I said did not. Well, if we take the word did and we add the word not and we put them together, we get didn't. It's kind of like word math. Now you'll notice that I put did in green, and then the word not is in a couple of different colors, red and purple. Well, when I put them together to create the word didn't, what I'm doing is I'm keeping the first word, did, and I'm taking the second word, and I'm taking out the letter O. I'm removing the vowel, but I'm replacing it with something called an apostrophe. An apostrophe is kind of like a comma, but it hangs in the air. So when I take did and I take not and I put them together, I take out the O, replace it with an apostrophe, and put them both together to create the word didn't. So apostrophes replace letters. Usually they replace vowels, but sometimes they can replace two letters, but only when the first word ends with the letter N. So for example, can't. We make the word can't by taking the word can and not and putting them together. So just like didn't, I've taken can, I've made it green, and I've taken not, and I've made it purple and red. But as you can see, the apostrophe replaces the N and the O from not. So then I put them together and I get can't. So what is the rule for contractions? Well, keep the first word, number 1. Switch the vowel in the second word with an apostrophe, number 2. And then put them together, number 3. Let's see that in action again. So I have should not. So the first thing I'm going to do is keep the first word, should. The second thing I'm going to do is take the vowel out of the second word. I'm going to get rid of that O and replace it with an apostrophe. And lastly, I'm going to put them together. So should not becomes shouldn't. Let's take a look at our success criteria again. I hope that you can say the following things. I can correctly join two words together to make a contraction, and I can correctly use an apostrophe. So we're going to practice today writing contractions using the word not. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you understand how contractions work. And of course, as always, if you have any questions at all, please leave a comment, ask a question, and we will get right to it and figure out how contractions work. Good luck, grade 1s and 2s.